I'm aware we have no sound, we have less light seemingly than normal. I have no idea how that happened. Basically, we're on a nice show, so please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage your compere for this evening, Mr. Michael Dodds.
Reception and when we actually have all the shit. We've got like this little speaker set. I don't know where it's come from. So we've got some stuff. It's come from one of our acts' house, which is just beautiful. That's student comedy at its core. But usually we have like speakers and like there's a PowerPoint, and you know the layman would think that they were at the O2. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to start the show like this. So you can hear me at the back, okay? Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, good. That's just my loud Irish voice. Brilliant. So, welcome again to the last County Comedy Club of the academic year. Aww. You're always worried, like, when you go for the as a compere, it's like a cheer just fucks it up. And you're like, no, you've misinterpreted the tone of this entirely. Just please don't cheer at me. It makes me sad. So yeah, welcome to the last one of the academic year. Of course, it is the end of the academic year. Today's the last day of term. Ever? Well, no, there's going to be another term. Don't worry, everyone. You can come back and finish your degrees. Those who haven't finished. Did we all enjoy like the last few weeks of term? Give us a cheer if you went to an extra. Did we all enjoy extras? That's actually why we don't have the shit tonight, because the people who we usually contact for all the gear, turns out they just died. Alcohol consumption just killed them. That's actually what extras are for. It's a conspiracy. The university, just because it's an overcrowded university, so they can pack in new people, you know, because the £3,000 a year people, they're dying out, right? They're dying out, so they need to pack in the £9,000 a year people. So they just every year systematically kill them off with alcohol and go, no, they drank as much as they wanted to. You know? You can drink at these things, but you don't have to. Fuck off. Who doesn't drink at an extra? Teetotalers, maybe. But give us a cheer if you had an elaborate costume this year. Oh, brilliant. This is a man who I met at Furness, who has... I was dressed as the Lord Jesus Christ, we'll get to that. Not a Jesus at Furness. Remember what you were dressed as, because I was hammered.
Michael Jackson?
You were dressed as, you had a glove and everything.
I did?
Brilliant. So there was an Irish Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson actually was Irish, that little known fact. But you know, Irish people weren't big in the Motown scene in the 60s, so they needed to, you know, American up a wee bit. I don't know where that joke's going. That joke's going nowhere. Give us a cheer if you were really, really proud of your costume this year. Woo! I heard a woo over here. Who's that? Oh yeah. Hello sir, what's your name?
Stephen.
Hi Stephen. I'm not. You know what? This is my last compere ever, and I'm going to cut the bullshit. Hi Stephen, friend of 3 years. What did you dress as?
Warboy from Mad Max.
Can we all just get a look, by the way? This guy shaved his fucking head for his costume. Commitment. Round of applause for Stephen. Mad Max Fury Road, of course, action film came out this year, boycotted by people who don't like women. Fair play. Frankly, like when I go to see, like, I went to the cinema to see like a Die Hard film once, the most recent one, and there was a woman in it, and I was furious. I thought to myself, how dare they put in someone who represents 51% of the planet. Pricks, how dare you, Hollywood is dead. No, I'll tell you a bit about my extra costume. First night I went to Boland's, I was dressed as one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. It was shit. There weren't any photos taken, I'm just sweeping it under the rug as a bad effort. However, on Furness, dead famous, I had the bright idea. I thought this is the most devastating feeling in the world, when you think that you've come up with something incredibly creative, and then you show up and there's just 10 other Jesuses. In fact, I wasn't even into the extra yet, and I was stood there waiting for my ticket, you know, and 2 fucking Jesuses, and they were together as well. So it's like, these 2 pricks have just shown up as if like, what are you going as? Oh, that's a secret, but it's a really good one. What about you? I've been going to see him. Show up in the night like, oh, for fuck's sake. But what I figured out is, like, not only were the Jesuses fucked, the Cleopatras were fucked. So many Cleopatras there. And a couple of Bob Marleys, which we won't go into, but let's just all agree. Has anyone heard about this? No. The fact that there was Yeah, let's just unanimously agree that these people are absolute fucking pricks. Yeah, cheer for that. Anyway, but I realised that night that not only is there a Jesus costume, there are also different levels of the Jesus costume. There are so many Jesuses that I was able to subcategorize the Jesuses into Jesuses or Jesi, if you will. At the absolute fucking bottom of the rung, yeah, these are the Jesuses who thought it was a good idea and thought it was such a good idea that they could put fuck all effort into it and get away with it, yeah. These are people who just have the classic bedsheet robe, yeah, which I had one. Of course I had one. I was level 3. Right? Level 4 is actual Jesus. So I'm not saying I was as good as actual Jesus, I'm just saying that I was close. Level number 2 is you have people who have actually kitted themselves out. They have the robe and they have the beard, alright, and they have hair as well. Some people had natural beards. I opted for the woolly pirate beard. It wasn't pirate beard. The hair was hippie hair as well, technically, so, you know, it was a mishmash of the Jesus, really, but it all came together nicely. And then you have level 3, which is not only do you have a robe and beard and hair, you also have a sash. Classic red Jesus sash going on, which not a lot of people have. I thought if you Google Jesus, right? Google image, because you have to, you know, you find out that Jesus actually like rocked this red sash all the time, and I don't really know why that is, but it looks good, and I've started wearing one. And then of course level 4 you have actual Jesus, who was a good bloke. But anyway, you know, this microphone-less thing's actually going much better than I thought it was. I think, you know, I was worried it would seem like just really pretentious spoken word, but then I realised it's just like me as standard, a bit tipsy, talking in a bar, and people like going, yeah, fuck it, he's saying shit. That's going well. Give us a cheer if you're finishing this year. Yeah, it's a bit bittersweet. Me too. I finished up my degree. Did philosophy, majored in philosophy. Hey, thank you, Irish Michael Jackson. See if you want to cheer again. Can you go? Let's make that a thing. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark. We'll come back to that later. Good name. It's my brother's name. It is. But where was I? Philosophy, yeah. Studied philosophy for 3 years, and now I am geared to answer some of the most unanswerable questions in the known universe. Questions like, why the fuck did I study philosophy? I've applied for about 30 jobs since I actually did my last exam, got one email back, and it was, nah. When you get emails back from job websites, they basically always equate to, nah. Not quite. But the good thing about studying philosophy is, like, if you study maths and you finish your degree, you can call yourself a mathematician. Yeah, you can. That's what you do. If you study music and you finish, I know the uni don't do it anymore, but you call yourself a musician. Yeah. The same truth for everything. You're an expert in that field. You can do shit, right? If you study philosophy, you just feel really fucking confused and really sad. Philosophy as a degree is not like Lost as a show. They're just making it up as they fucking go along, and you have to learn it, and you learn all these facts, and then at the end there's no resolution. You're just like, what? 30 grand, please. Fuck, okay. And then you got the job applications, and then crushes your soul. Anyway, more on that later. So I think we're about ready for first act evening, yeah? Well remembered, Mark. Mark, you're going to be our energy source. All energy in the room, when we give our big applause here, is going to come from this focal point here of Michael Jackson. Do you want to swap names? I'm actually called Michael, so do you want to? I'll be Mark for the evening, yeah? Okay, just put down your thumb, fist down. No, like this. No, right there. There we go, right, ready? No, keep your thumb. Ready? No, then you try again. Keep your fist down. When I put my thumb down, you put your thumb up. Okay? Ready? Put your thumb down. Ready? The thumb's going down, so you can raise yours. There we go. That's how you actually swap me volumes of someone, by the way. The courts are trying to make you do all this legal shit, then listen. So yeah, we ready for our first act? I count down from 3, I want you all to go mental. You're gonna go as loud as you can, possibly, yeah? You don't have a glove, okay, we'll improvise. And welcome to the stage of our first act. Just before we do, by the way, sorry, a few rules. First and foremost, if you just switch off your mobile phones, that would be appreciated. If your phone goes off during the acts, like, I will answer it. If it's your parents, if it's either of your parents, I'll tell them about the accident, and there'll be just a lot of sadness and confusion. I'll do it, fuck it. Number 2, don't talk to the acts. You know, if you want to talk to someone, talk to me. You know, my hair's shit and my mum's fat, so just whatever it is. I'm the walls of Babylon in that respect. You can't reach me. You can't hurt my feelings, so go ahead. And finally, if you are going to leave the room for whatever reason, I know it's extra, so you're just vomiting constantly. Please don't use the back doors because they make an awful racket, so if you just pop out the side door there. And while you're doing so, mind the camera. That's everything? Haven't done this in a while. Glad I remember. Right, okay. So, on the count of 3, ladies and gentlemen, please go absolutely nuts and welcome our first act for the evening. 3, 2, 1. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Duncan.
I'm very uncomfortable with not having to hold a microphone, so if I gesticulate wildly, just I can't control it. Are we feeling good tonight? Are we all feeling good? Good that you're sticking to it. Yeah, I am feeling very good. I think we're living in a more enlightened age, ladies and gentlemen. Based off the news of recent, as soon as today, yeah, we'll have a very important news story which I think has brought us all together as people and as lovers. That is right. That's right, guys. I'm talking about the fact that Paddy McGuinness has got his own Madame Tussauds statue. Yes, cheers are welcome, cheers are appreciated. The man himself, Paddy McGuinness. Yes. People will be flocking from all over the globe now. They'll come back from their trip to London and someone will say, "How was London? What did you do?" They're like, "It was magical. First we saw the Tower of London, then we saw the Queen having tea at a local cafe. Then we saw him amongst Yoda and Michael Jackson, both dead. The strident Paddy McGuinness stands tall. I'll go to Madame Tussauds, I'll give him a hug, I don't give a shit. I'll kiss waxen Paddy McGuinness on the lips. Oh, he's taller than normal, so I can give extra hugs. I'll suck his dick, I don't care. He's a lover, Paddy McGuinness, he's a lover and he's a fighter. Yeah, he's inspired more love in this generation than anyone's done before. Yeah, when he invites a brave young heartsick man on his show, The Dating Game. And he stands there and he watches as woman after woman comes from a tube. And then does he let that man just sit there and like, try and have a conversation with his woman? No, he does not. He chooses them with a button. That's how that's how it's going to go for the rest of the next 10 years. That's how we'll all choose our mates. I fucking hope. Anyway, are we enjoying the summer? Are we liking the summer, ladies and gentlemen? It's quite hot. I quite enjoy the summer. There are a few things that I've been noticing about the summer. Basically, as the weather gets hotter, the clothes get shorter. So basically, what I've realised is that in summer people get either like immediately more attractive or immediately less attractive. And this isn't just a slam on specific people. I mean, I've done this to my body. This is not a good thing. They say treat your body like a temple, but I've done that in the way that, like, it's like the Temple of Doom from Indiana Jones. There's just a small Asian boy. It's not like winter. Winter is the great equaliser. I'm wearing your big winter coat. Who knows what I could look like under a big winter coat? I don't know what you're Channing Tatum or Fred Savage. That was an odd thing to pick out. Yeah, the kid from the Wonder Years. I could be 3 ducks stacked on top of each other wearing an Asian person mask. They still ducks are shifting. Another thing I like about summer is the fact that I like ice cream. I'm a man who likes ice cream. I enjoy ice cream. Yeah, but what I like about ice cream is the fact that you can't really have bad news when you're eating an ice cream because your mouth's kind of already open. So you can be like, "Oh, sorry, sir, your dog's died, it fell off a beam." "Sorry, sir, your parents have died, they fell off a beam." "Sorry, sir, you dropped your ice cream 2 minutes ago." Oh. That's the real tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget. I hope you enjoyed those few opening comedy salvos. I don't think I'm a very good first impressions person, is my issue. I'm more of a 5th to 7th impression man. I don't really trust me. It comes from the fact that I'm from London. I'm from Greater London, where basically if a stranger talks to you, you are almost certainly in some sort of crime situation. All you learn in London is basically is stab, rob, which coincidentally are the names of my 2 best friends from home. Rob is a lovely guy, goes to Cambridge. Stab is an anthropomorphic knife. He sits on my shoulder and tells me to do things. Specifically, he tells me to not do drugs, and then take him and stab people, steal their drugs and sell them for profit. No, it got to the point where, because the North is happy for some reason, clearly out of the pollution that we have down in London. And it got to the point where I was in Tesco yesterday buying a salad, because sometimes I buy. And I was talking to the woman at the cashier, and she was scanning mine, and she went, "Oh, are you having a nice day?" And I froze. I was like, what devilry is this? All I did in the end was just shout, "Eating healthy!" And then walked out. I walked out, my trust in people is so low that as I walked out, I saw a donut. A sugared donut on the floor that someone clearly dropped in a sweet frenzy. And instead of thinking, oh, someone's a messy eater, I thought, this is a trap. Nice try, the government. Knowing that I'll reach down for a lovely treat, ignoring the 5-second rule, fuck it, won't you? then a noose would come, just hang me upside down. I'd just be in a sack and I'd just turn to the other Asian guy eating a donut next to me and say, they got you too. That's the government steward, not that. Hellos are important, goodbyes are also important. Certain goodbyes, you need to make sure you don't prolong a goodbye too much. I say this because recently I saw a woman in her 20s who had a tattoo of her dead cat on her arm. Which is fine, pets die, that's sad. But I do care. Which is fine. But my issue is that eventually, like, time passes, you do get over shit. Okay? You do get over shit. Yeah? Like, I mean, my favourite pet, my dog, died when I was 6, got hit by a car. I was sad at the time. It's 15 years later. I'm alright. All I have is like a little guilt that I left the front gate. So my issue is that when, like, you know, she's in her 20s now, yeah, what if she just continues having that until the point where she's like 70 and her grandchildren are like, sorry, Nan, why have you got that long, hairy snake dancing its way down your arm? And she just goes, oh, that was Tabby. I cared about her more than looking back on it I should have done. Because important people die when you get older. That's not just the cat. I think like once you get to like the actual like friends and relatives dying, you're like, well, the cat was interesting, I suppose. I think it's important not to make goodbyes too long. You can't make goodbyes too short either. You need to make sure that you don't like leave a juicy bit of information before something starts. So you have to stop talking. I'll give you 2 examples. I was in the cinema a few years ago watching the last Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Search for Cash. And I was sitting with my family, and as the film was about to start, my mother looks up from her phone and she says to me, Dave, because that's what she calls me seemingly, she said, Dave, Amy Winehouse has just died. And I went, what? Harry Potter! I had no way of like calculating it. The film was ruined for a start. People thought I was crying at the fact that Dobby had died. I was just thinking, oh, no, a jazz legend, allegedly, has just died. And the real fucking rub to that one is the fact that Harry dies in that film. Spoilers, who gives a shit? Harry dies in that film, gets revived by magic. Amy Winehouse died and listened to her songs for 7 months on the radio. Forever in our hearts. So the only example I have of that though, I was in Cambridge drinking with my friend Rob. He's literally real. Fuck off. I was drinking with my friend Rob and some of my friends and Rob's girlfriend. And Rob started to leave the room. We were playing a game of Truth or Dare, all drinking heavily. Rob left the room and then we asked his girlfriend, oh, truth, tell us the truth about your life. And she said to us, I once gave a blowjob to a guy on a roof in Hong Kong. during a typhoon. And then Rob came back in. I've never heard. I have so many questions for that story that I'll never get answered. I don't know her that well. I don't know her that well. I cannot call her up. I can call her up or message her on Facebook saying, oh, well, you know, how strong was the wind going? I don't know. I have still so many questions. One, was the blowjob already in play before the weather started? Did the man look out of the window and go, oh, look, the storm's coming, the sexiest weather time? Or was he like, or was he like, well, you know, that wind appears to be sucking quite hard. What was that it? Was that, you know, how's the guy, I assume if you've given a blowjob in a typhoon, that relationship stands the test of fucking time. But it clearly didn't. Was he dead? I feel he was probably dead. Either in the throes of ecstasy, being sucked up into the maelstrom, or from all the high fives he got when he got back on the ground. The worst goodbye that I've ever had, the worst goodbye that's ever happened to me, was a breakup that happened to me about 2 years ago. I'm going to preface this story by saying, you know, it's a bit of a sad story, but I think fundamentally, it's really funny if it happened like Mr. Bean or something. So imagine Mr. Bean and not me crying. So basically, I've been in this relationship for a year with this girl, and things were going great, but kind of taking a downward turn. So we decided to take a weekend trip to the sexiest place on earth, York. I'll feel it. Haunted pubs. Ooh, a Viking museum. Bam! A lot of grey bridges. Booyah! So we've been there for 3 days. Things are going rapidly downhill. We're arguing a lot. And it's towards the end of 3 days, though, we're starting to get back into the swing of things. We're starting to laugh with each other, joke with each other. Then, as we walked to the bridge, which is the most emotional piece of architecture man's ever built, stood at this bridge, and my then girlfriend went, "I'm sorry, Dave. I don't really want to do this anymore. I think it's over." And you know, I had two issues. One, secondly, this is a 3-hour train journey from York to London. We'd not got on the train. We had a 3-hour journey. A 3-hour journey together, yeah. And my now ex-girlfriend went to me, "Oh, don't worry, you know, our tickets are together, but like, you know, it's a Monday. People aren't getting the train. Well, we can just sit apart." The train was full, ladies and gentlemen. A very full train, and I don't know if you've ever been in a small concealed tube while someone tells you that you're not worth loving. But it makes that journey go all the longer. Just choo 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 choo, choo choo. Someone really appeared to like my utter emotional pain. Thank you, sir. But you know, yeah, that was a sad moment. So you know, in honour of her, I got a tattoo. Then as I dated more girls, got them all over me, like a horrible woman-faced onesie. Then I thought, no, I shan't do that, because I've got my real solution. I'm going to take a pilgrimage to London town, to Madame Two Swords, to meet Paddy McGuinness, my fucking god! Me liking. I've been Dave Duncan.
So I find the most low-tech thing I could. These are 2 wood blocks we used to use to keep the doors open. But I'll figure out something to do with them. So while I gesticulate towards you people with the wood blocks, just know that in the back of my mind I'm thinking, why the fuck did you bring this on stage? No, I think the energy in the room is really good, so I'm just going to go straight on to our next up, if that's alright. You guys just thought about what I'm going to do. One for you. One for you. Okay, when I count down from 3, 2, 1, sorry, what are your names? Will? Nicky, okay? As I say, I'm dropping bullshit, hi, no meaning. What I want you guys to do, yeah, when I count down from 3, is just them together, okay? Can we get a little try there? So it's a nice little sort of sound, yeah? It's like a medieval comedy club. My brother was stabbed this week and my mother has leprosy. You don't hear much about leprosy these days, do you? Serious, I know there's still people in the world who have it and I should be more sensitive to that. I know there's like charities and that who help we have it. But generally speaking, it's not a big deal. If you read books like the word leprosy is in, I didn't plan this by the way, but you guys have to wait. I'm onto leprosy now. I accidentally find gold in the comedy gold mines. You read like something about the medieval period, and it's just like, and that he got leprosy, and then that guy got leprosy, and then he gave this guy leprosy, and Jesus is running around going, this is like now before Jesus. Like, sorry, you're all cured. And then, if Jesus came back today, he'd be like, fuck all of that. Sorry, we cured them. Well, what am I going to do, eh? Anyway, sorry. The laughs in the room got quieter. So we'll move on. Anyway, on the count of 3, we'll bring on our next act. So, can we get a practice one again? 1, 2, 3. This is what happens to comedians when there's no microphone, they're just like, oh, this wooden blocks, 3, 2, 1.
About me, I actually auditioned for the new Star Wars film. I was in the open cast calling, which comprised for me an 18-hour queue, being thrown up on by a Jedi in a space blanket, and an interview that lasted 4 words and a patronising tut. Cheers. What's that smell? And I just left because I didn't want to have to say the phrase Jedi vomit. And I have yet to this day, apart from then. It's good, it's pretty good. The worst part of that entire trip for me was the train back. I had to, my friend went to the toilet on the train and there was no toilet paper, so we had to use my acting CV. Which is a metaphor for the entire ordeal, it's quite apt. So yeah, it's my final year. Who's graduating here? Give us a cheer. Yes, 5 years, it's gone a long time. It's becoming an adult, and I know that because I've had to make a LinkedIn page. Yeah? Has anybody here had to make a LinkedIn page yet? Yeah. Raise your hands. Who's got LinkedIn pages? You man. What would you say the best thing about LinkedIn is? Let's see. Is there one good thing you could describe about LinkedIn? No. Stunned silence. Great nodding of the head as she thinks it looks internally. Great. That's the thing. It's if you guys who don't know LinkedIn, imagine Facebook, but so boring that the only games they could think of for it were like a paint drying simulator and a Pac-Man diet planner. But yeah, it's like it seems rather unfair. It takes like a week of like tedious admin to set up. But I imagine the reverse experience for companies. It's much more similar to Tinder. In the sense that they can judge you in next to no time at all. You're fairly sure they're snooping around your Facebook, and you're more than likely to get a dick pic, right? It's going well, LinkedIn so far, it's going well. No job, but future prospects. Yeah. But you got to be positive about these things. So you do get to do some cool things in your degree. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was actually at the National Physics Laboratory, which is a really cool place, really historic. People like Alan Turing went there, who worked on the Enigma machine. But their main feature in the reception of the National Physics Museum Centre was the fucking dress from Twitter, right? The blue, black, gold, white thing that did nothing but disenfranchise colourblind people for 2 weeks. That's the thing, science doesn't need to debase itself to populist trends. We here at the Kennedy Space Centre are proud of launching the Apollo. I got it. It's going well. Yeah. The Apollo 13 mission to the moon, as well as tweeting Coney 2012 on several occasions. Now, if you'll observe there, next to the Hubble telescope, my colleague is doing a Harlem Shake. I'm all for making learning more accessible, but trying to make learning cool is like one of the most painful things ever. Like, imagine if they tried to teach history that way. Well, in many ways, Pol Pot was the original grumpy cat. Now, if you'll observe this Babylonian cup, let's see what these two girls get up to. Right, I don't mean to be negative, it's just because it's the end of term, right? I've got to go back to my hometown. I know it's a cliche to say, like, you know, your hometown shit. Like, give us a cheer if you think your hometown shit. It's not a bit shit, mine's just entirely shit. Like, it forms the basis of several buildings. It's a health code violation, right? I'm from a place called Newark-on-Trent. Give us a cheer if you know Newark. Woo! Where was that woo from? Oh, yes. What would you say? Can you describe Newark in one word?
I've been to it quite a few times, but mainly to the McDonald's, which is on the outside as you head towards the...
That doesn't count! They didn't even dare go into the centre. This is a place that McDonald's fears to tread. Yeah, it's a very strange place. It's, the two main facts people know about it is it's where King John died. You know, King John, famously played by a cowardly lion in that film. Remember the cowardly lion? Yeah, you remember him? Our tyrant king who, violently taxed the country, remember him? Well, in many ways, his spirit lives on today in Newark. Incredibly impoverished. The school I went to is, in the top 10 worst schools in the country. It's already a top 10, it's more of a bottom 10 horrible places to go. But the second fact which links from that is that Newark is an anagram of the word wanker. Which is the most useful thing I've learned from that school. But so you don't think I'm biased, I actually went on the Wikipedia page, and the first sentence from the culture section on Wikipedia for Newark is, the town is home to many people who commute to the city of Nottingham. Right, that's it, one culture, come on, straight through Galatians. Check out the famed sign to Nottingham. It's in imperial and metric distance. We're modernising. Alright, the second line of it is, the Palace Theatre is Newark's main entertainment venue, showcasing a variety of drama, live music, dance and film, by which it means fulfilling the basic functionality of a theatre. But I'll give you a little bit more insight, just so you don't think I'm more biased. There's a website called nowhere.com, and it's where sort of people can review their towns. And I'll read you a few quotes off this. It's down Tony Lane where you would get your head kicked in if you ever sneezed in the wrong way. And the little Italian restaurant Zizi's, it is crap. That's actually a quote from our town newspaper. It's hard-hitting journalism. Second quote here, all the non-gypsies who I get money from, thick cunts, I'm a grunter hunter. I banged your woman, you shit houses. Come out and fight, mention your names here. There's also my number. Right, this man is a menace, right? He leaves nothing but small adverts about town demanding trial by combat and duels. Also, I have no idea what a grunter hunter really is. Just so you don't think there's also some middle-class bigotry here. The majority of the residents of Tony Lane, yes, Tony Lane, the low-hanging fruit of Newark in many ways, scumbags, scammers, liars, thieves, con merchants. Need I go on? He does. Arrogant, ignorant bitch owner of a barber shop. Lovely bit of misogyny there. 100% more interesting than getting herself a coffee. Pathetic Jippo. It's just the worst place. But I can end on this one. I saw a lad be sick on some girl's tits, which isn't really a criticism of the town, but as an observation. That was by our town mayor. I mean, if you want my opinion, it's a town that shows, violence and bigotry across all, corners of social and economic things. But you've got to be positive, like I said. You've got to be positive that the place we live from is the worst, right? So what I'm going to do is I want to finally sing out, if you want to start that now. Sorry, slow tech this evening. I want to say goodbye to my town anyway that how. So you've got to be positive, and I'll be leaving and never going back to Newark after the summer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sing it off without a microphone and switch. Start spreading the news. Don't make me return or go down Tony Lane. Although, why would you go down there? It's a cul-de-sac, you'd have literally no reason. I wanna wake up in a town that won't just kill me in my sleep, find my organs intact and not sold on the cheap. These little town blues, I'm going away. A town of racists, misogynists. Sing it with me! Newark, Newark. If I can get out of there, I'll go about anywhere else. Join me! So just fuck you, Newark.
We're going to take about a 15-20 minute interval, so if you want to go get another drink, then feel free. Go do your P's and Poos, which is a phrase that the society hates me saying, but fuck you, it's my last one. So I'd like to see you after the drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please welcome back to the stage your compere, Michael Dodds!
Fucking Gilbert and Sullivan. So I feel like we haven't unlocked the true comedy potential of these two very similar but in many ways very different items. So I'm just going to sort of leave them here, and if I have some genius sort of comedy revelation into how one might employ two wood blocks, we'll revisit them. But just be aware that I might have one or two things up. So did we all have a good break, yeah? Something been bothering me today, because I've sort of noticed. Has anyone noticed like there's a load of baby birds on campus?
Yeah,
they're
adorable.
Yeah, thank you. Like, okay, this is polarized people, okay? Give us a cheer if you think, I'm a philosopher now, I can raise these questions. You stop this in the first half. Give us a cheer if you think that baby birds are fucking horrible. Woo! Give us a cheer if you think they're cute. Woo! I see you're wrong. Like, get it, little baby chicks and little baby penguins are cute, right? Chicken shorthand, chick shorthand for chicken, right? Because they don't get the until they grow up. It's quite good already. Really groundbreaking. But yeah, where was I? Like, okay, flightless birds. Yes, they're cute and babies. By the way, I realise this is bullshit. Very little comedy potential, but I don't care. It's something that needs to be resolved. So. Okay, flightless birds are cute when they're little. Yeah, they are. Can we agree on this? Chicks and penguins. We've all seen March of the Penguins. We've all heard Morgan Freeman loves it. For flightless birds. Dodos, maybe. Don't know what they look like, but presumably they were cute. Yeah. But like little baby birds, when they're in the nest, are just like fat, patchy balls of flesh that eat sick. That's all they do. Like if that was a human, you'd be revolted. Right? And I've been trying to think the philosophical reasons of why this is the case. And maybe it's to do with something like we're further down the evolutionary chain, so we're less genetically attached to them, so we're less inclined for genetic altruism. I think they're the same thing. 2-1 in philosophy. But I just think it's because they're really, really fucking gross. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the comedy revelation for tonight. Just a little. In many ways, these guys are like the fifth, and we've only got 4 acts tonight, but in many ways these are acts 5 and 6, and rest assured we'll have a big round of applause for them at the end. I'm going to decide who gets them next. But yeah, so I think maybe we'll just head on to the 3rd act, because the energy in the room seems quite, I don't know if that's alright. Is there any volunteers to have these? So some from this side, some from this side, and then have them plait them together. Hiya, you weren't here in the first act. These were a godsend. As you've noticed. Actually, I know what we'll do, right? Speaker. It's so nice to have things back to normal. Thank you, generic roadblocks, for saving comedy, saving student comedy. Other comedy societies weep with jealousy at the funding that we get from Lucy. Thank you, Lucy, for the wood blocks. They are the funniest thing I've ever seen. I tell you what, like, I've been doing this now for 3.5 years. And never before have I got so many laughs from so little. I spent hours and hours crafting material and rehearsing it and getting little facial expressions and nuances just right, and then just a dead room, bring on 2 blocks of wood, you're everyone's friend. I actually want to keep these now and take them home and frame them, put them in my room, and my grandchildren, when I'm dying on my deathbed, assuming I have kids, I might, will be like, Grandad, what are those blocks of wood? And I'll sort of sadly just look at them, and then just, and then I'll die, that'll be it. That'll be my legacy to this world. Just put them 2 little blocks. But no, fuck it, we're still on this, right? Shut up, it's my last one. These, alright, from a distance, you at the back, sir? You at the back?
Alright.
Does it look like I'm holding a little Bible? Yeah. It does, yeah? Does it look like I'm holding 2 little Bibles?
Yeah.
Cracking. Does it look like I'm holding a big thick Bible?
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's comedy potential. Yes, 1 little skis, yeah? Don't go too fast because they are little. Maybe see here, put them together, you've got a snowboard, but hey. In many ways, the snowboard is just 2 long skis together. I don't know if we've got a big skiing crowd in tonight. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when extras happen and you lose all your speaker equipment, but 2 wood blocks actually give you more. Like, if I came on with just a microphone, I was like, so how's about all this gear I've got there, guys? Funny that, isn't it? No, it's not. Bring 2 wood blocks on, and a lot of you, I reckon about 50% of the audience currently think I'm having some kind of mental breakdown. Which in a sense I am. Like, years down the line, oh, I've got another one. Horses without shoes, right? Maybe that's how they sound going down the street. You know the normal sound, yeah? That's what they sound like without shoes. That's why they needed to give them shoes, because everyone was like, oh fuck, someone's got wood blocks, Rami would be hilarious. Let's all flock to this man who's just a man on the horse. And they started just murdering them out of rage. What the fuck is my life? Right, I feel like I've exhausted the comedy potential. It took my brain a second there to go, yeah, you're done. What's great is this is being filmed, and this is, as I keep saying, the last one, so years down the line I'll be like, oh, remember when I used to do stand-up comedy at university? I'll tell my kids, come and watch the video of me on YouTube, which is hopefully still around, and then they'll just see me going, no, wood, no! I'll be like, this is my mum left, and I'll be, yeah, it is. People, if anyone had to come up to me at the end of the show and go, oh, I really enjoyed the show, do you have any advice for new comedians starting out? Just give yourself 2 bits of wood. Just go on stage and talk about them. It's like, it's not even borderline observational or smart or funny. Literally just talking about 2 bits of wood. At one point you can compare them to Bibles. Hands up if you're getting sick of this bit. I don't even care. Right, okay. It's now been about 5 minutes since I said break on our 3rd act and I started talking about wood. So, haven't made the I've got wood joke yet. Not going to, but I just kind of suddenly did. And that's it, that's literally it. So, who wants to be the wood guardians? You're too far away from him, mate, it's not going to work. I'm sorry you don't get your turn, but I feel you've had your turn, Mike. See, I remembered the fact we swapped names, even though that was a fucking process, wasn't it? You want to go across the aisle with this pal? Alright, here, guardian of the wood. What's your name, pal? Michael. Michael, oh. See, we can do the thing all day and nothing would happen. And what's your name, sir? Matthew. Matthew, brilliant, okay. So, on the count of 3, I want you to reach across the aisle as far as you can go and just... Alright? Can you practice it? Can you reach? Oh, this is fucking beautiful. Is there a horse? This isn't comedy, this is no longer... this is no longer comedy. In any way, shape, or form. Okay, so we'll try that again on 3, and then the room will go nuts, and we'll introduce the third act of the evening. So 3, 2, 1. I'm
going to kick things off with a pretty controversial opinion. I don't like Subway. No! I'm talking about sandwich place on the trains. Oh, pretty big on the trains. I'll get back to that later. Don't you worry. So, Subway isn't a shop that sells sandwiches. It's a shop that sells horrendously awkward social situations. Let me paint you a picture of my first Subway experience. I walk into the shop. I'm excited to get a sandwich. I walk up to the man behind the desk, the sandwichier. Excuse me, sir. May I have a sandwich? Of course. How long? I asked him for the options. He said, 6-inch or foot long. Now, I was surprised by the use of the outdated imperial measurement system, but I persisted nonetheless. I went with the foot long, not wanting to appear weak. Experienced sandwichier. He then asked me another question, which took me back a little bit. He said, what kind of bread do you want? Now, what was I meant to say here? I didn't know what kinds of bread they had in stock. I'd never been in one of these shops before, so I just took a wild guess. Ovis? He left me out of the shop. As far as I'm concerned, there are only 2 kinds of bread that matter. None of this hearty Italian bollocks. There's the 2 main breads. That's white and wholemeal. They're the only 2 breads. And within these categories, there are several major subdivisions. In the wholemeal corner, you've got just plain brown, and then you've got granary. Quick point about granary. All grains stored in a granary bread. You're not so special. And then in the white corner, you've just got plain white, French, and tiger. Now, what issue I have with tiger bread is nothing like a tiger. Let's play a little game. It's called Tiger or Tiger Bread. Don't worry, it's not too hard. Okay, so what's this? Hello, sir, what's your name? Gustavo. Hello. What's this? Tiger. Yeah, and what's this? Yes! See, they're not very hard to tell the difference between. That's not a tiger. Now, let's just continue this with a little thought experiment. Okay, so I'm walking down the street. I'm coming home from a party. It's a lovely party. I'm having a nice time, you know. Lovely walk down the street, and a tiger jumps out from in front of me on the road. What should I do? The correct answer is run. You run the fuck away because there's a tiger in front of you. Let's repeat the situation. Instead of a tiger in front of me, there's just a little piece of tiger bread in front of me. I'll just give you the answer now. You don't run from tiger bread. Tiger bread can't eat you. Tigers can. That's the main difference. Just to clarify. Of course, I am missing out the elephant in the room, which is the 3rd type of bread. Best of both. More like best of neither. Am I right? Yes, I am. It takes the worst half from each type of bread. Now, it takes the white feature of having 0 health benefits, and it takes the brown feature of tasting like absolute shit. Now, I am confident that at least 95% of the world's problems are down to best of both bread. The Great Fire of London was caused after a baker left his oven on. What was he cooking? Best of both. The Titanic, you know why it sank? Because the captain was having a little sandwich. Got distracted, didn't see the iceberg. The bread, best of both. Hitler ate best of both. Just saying. Nearly the sour pussy was. if you just changed to a crusty white bloomer. Anyway, back to subways. Only this time, I'm talking about the train kind. Choo-choo! More like choo-woo, because I bloody love subways. My dad was a massive fan of trains. Well, he was a normal-sized guy, but his love of steam-based locomotion was massive. And I think he rubbed off on me a little bit, because I fucking love trains. And subways combine my two favourite things as a child. Trains and Smarties. You see, they're in one big tube. They're a big tube. But instead of Smarties, it's trains. And the tube is 250 miles long. Oh, and if the trains were Smarties, they'd be the blue ones. It tastes so good. Oh, I'd love to eat those lovely trains. My favourite trains are steam trains. For mainly obvious reasons, because they go choo-choo and whistle. But also, there's more. Don't worry, there's more. They have those little compartments, you know, like in the Hogwarts Express in Harry Potter. They all have their little groups and their little compartments. And this easily ranks in my top 5 features of trains. Modern trains don't have this feature, and it's very disappointing. I tried to get my own compartment on a Northern Rail train the other day, and it just stank of shit. And there was a hole in the seat. I mean, that's just a bad to be quite honest. I feel I can really get on board with trains. We're very similar. I feel like we're both creatures that just eat and use the energy to keep moving forwards. Except when there's no turntable and they've got to move backwards, but then, you know, they're still moving where they want to go. Which, you know, I really try to emulate. And also, they're always late. And steam comes out my chimney, and whistles are pull out at train stations. It's weird. Another thing my dad loved, other than trains. He loved trains. He loved trains. But he also loved golf. Now, I was never much of a fan of golf as a whole. He always got hit by balls. As a player, however, it was also not great. I mean, it was just a lot of walking with occasional rapid hand movement. Kind of like wanking off a short distance runner. But I did love mini-golf. Mini-golf is the sport of kings. I don't want to make it sound like I'm dissing mini-golf, because I love it. But there are some issues I take with it. For example, the main components of golf, the club, the ball, and the hole, are exactly the same size in mini-golf as they are in regular golf. And the only other component, the course, is just a putting green. In fact, the putting greens in mini-golf are often more intricate and elaborate than the putting greens in regular golf. It's less of a mini version and more of a sequel to golf, like Golf 2, putting boogaloo. And another issue is the obstacles. They don't have those obstacles in real golf. It's not a mini version of golf. There's not a big windmill in St Andrews. Tiger Woods doesn't line up his shot to go up a ramp, jump over a pond, land in a fucking tube and get shot into the bloody hole. Although that does sound like a lot of fun. And well, the one redeeming feature of golf is that it's like a physical violence. I'm not a fan of contact sports. We used to play rugby at school and I hated it. And I used to treat it like a big game of hot potato. So you'd be running along, you'd get a ball, and you just get rid of it as quickly as you can. You don't want that ball. But in normal hot potato, there isn't some muscular dickhead with murder in his eyes charging out. In retrospect, it was probably conjunctivitis in his eyes. But I mean, he still wanted to crush my spine. Another problem with this game is they make it harder by, you can only throw backwards, so you've got to stare your pursuer in the eyes as you throw the ball away. And also, even if you do manage to get rid of the ball, thus successfully hot potatoing, you still get speared by a massive dick. It's a lot like going to an orgy reluctantly, you know, when your friends go in and it's their birthday and you haven't got a present. You know, you've not really got anything on, so you may as well. But yeah, it's crazy. And rugby, I don't know why they force children to play it. I mean, at that age, your ability at rugby has nothing to do with skill and everything to do with size. It's just kind of punishment for being shit at puberty. Whoever created rugby must have been a properly sadistic bastard. I actually did the research, and I found that rugby was invented by a certain William Webb Ellis of Rugby School, Rugby. Rugby was a stop on the London-Birmingham Railway, now part of the West Coast Main Line. There are two kinds of rugby. The remainder of west divided by 2 is east. The East Coast Main Line connects to Newcastle. Newcastle being the largest city in the county of Tyne and Wear. And Tyne and Wear contains the town of South Shields, the birthplace of director Ridley Scott. And you'll never guess what Ridley Scott directed in 1973. Only an advert for Hovis, the very same Hovis! The best of both bread, the root of all evil. It all makes sense now. And I still never got that fucking sandwich. I would have with Dearden
Right, I chatted to him for a few hours the other day, and now I'm just a convert. Fuck bread. Anyway, I think we should just move on to your fourth act. Do you know what we think? Okay, we'll not do the whole one thing, don't worry, I won't put you through that again. So, on the count of 3, please give a massive round of applause, and we welcome to the stage our final act of the evening, and indeed the academic year. So, some shit at this. I instinctively go 3. Fucking glorious bastards, right? 3! That was a very obscure joke. So, 3! The thing is, I've only had 2 pints in the bottle. Right, okay. 3, 2, 1!
Did all of you here live with somebody? Give me a cheer if you live with someone. Your name Nikki? Excellent. How many people do you live with? 5. Okay, and what's the worst thing they've ever done? That's tame. Not nearly as bad as being boxed and sent to Guatemala, which never happened. You're Michael, aren't you? For the evening, I'm right, yeah? What is the worst thing your flatmates have ever done?
Someone took a bag of rubbish and just left it in the front of the door.
This is what I'm talking about. Right? Living with people can be hellish. Okay, there's the obvious, the sort of having to work around other people's schedules. And then there's the second one, which I'm not going to linger on. I'm sure you've all got stories of this kind, but it's the sex, alright? Now, I'm fine with sex as a concept. I really am. But I don't like it when you mock people with it, alright? So, in our house it goes bed, wall, bed, okay? So I can clearly tell when people are going about their coital interactions. That they tend to sort of do some sort of disgusting, I'd be microphone at this point, it'd be brilliant. They tend to do some sort of disgusting coital Morse code, banging away, and it translates roughly as ha 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 ha. We're having far more fun than you. And the thing that irks me about it is it's true, alright? It's true. The only human contact I have had since coming to university is, you know when you accidentally brush the hand of the cashier when she's giving you change? That. Little does she know there's no accident. Yeah? It's actually part of the patented McKendrick method of getting a girl married in just 3,212 easy steps. But I digress. The third thing, at least in our house anyway, is the filth. Alright, are you alright? Just the filth. It is disgusting and it's dirty, alright? In our house, living things just congregate, okay? We've got ducks and... well, ducks, this is the thing, and the ducks, they look cute, sure they look cute, but they poo everywhere, okay? They make the place disgusting. So, does anybody remember How Clean Is Your House with Kim and Aggie? Yeah? For anyone who doesn't know, it was where they come and prod around your house and tell you how filthy it is. Basically, what they do, they come in, they have a bit of a ferret around, they put their latex gloves on, and then they come and give their action report. So the first thing would be, right, okay, I can't do the action. Right, so, okay, if you go over by the window, if you lick the window, you'll get quite a nasty sore tummy, okay? That's number one. If you go over by the hob, and if you lick the hob, you'll get a rare form of sleeping sickness only found in Patagonian tree frogs. And thirdly, if you go over by
light a fire extinguisher, you'll get leprosy. See, it's very much a choice if there is a fire, of putting out the fire and getting leprosy. Those options A and B. The thing is, not only am I bringing leprosy back, I'm bringing sexy back. That's the thing. With lads. Now this explains the squalor. Alright lads? Love to live in their own filth. Now the other night we had the football lads over. They were down at McKendrick for a bit of a party down. The thing with football lads is they look cute. Sure they look cute, but they poo everywhere. This was some sort of metaphor, some sort of ridiculous exaggeration, but it is not. It is not, and this is no word of a lie. The other night when I came down from sleeping happily for a couple of hours when they'd let me, I found a human shit in the middle of my kitchen. No word of a lie. A human shit just sat there. I knew it was the football lads, okay, because it was so perfectly formed, it could only have come out of the pristine buttocks of a footballer. Okay? That's the thing. No, were they ever house trained? Never house trained? If I have a wife, subject of course to not shitting in the middle of my kitchen, then if I have a son and he looks even remotely like he's going to become a lad, I'll take him by the ear, drag him up to the toilet and say, this son, this is the toilet, this is for poo-poos, right? Then I'll take him with me, this is the kitchen. I don't know why it's so close to the toilet, that if anything is an architectural flaw, but this is the kitchen, this is not for poo-poos. The point is, when challenged about this, the response came, and I quote, cheeky? And I've heard about cheeky Nando's, I haven't heard about cheeky shit in the middle of my kitchen. Ridiculous new internet craze. Hello, my name is Andrew, and this is my kitchen shit challenge for IBS. Sponsored by Nando's. Stay cheeky. Absolutely. The second thing that really infuriates me is the games they play. Okay, so I'm only going to illustrate one. It's called, and ready for this, right? It's called Last One to Get Your Dick Out's Gay. Beggars belief. Last one to get your dick out's gay. The sweet irony is that lads are terrified of homosexuals. So terrified of them that they've designed a system to preemptively determine which of their fellows is gay. It's completely stupid. The thing is that if you don't want to get your todger out, then there is a forfeit, okay, which I'm going to describe again through the medium of the story. I was with two friends the other day. Two female friends, but that's largely irrelevant. And we were having a study session. Now these are two very nice, decent girls who are now forever traumatised. You see, while we've been out, the lads decided to play a game or two of Last One to Get Your Dick Out's Gay. And one of the lads had been less than keen, in fact one could say reluctant, to get his John Thomas out of his cage. And so, instead, the lads had decided they had to do a forfeit. Okay? So the forfeit was to put Veet hair removal cream onto his testicles. The thing is, they didn't trust him to do it himself. So instead, one of them did it. Okay? Now, did they use bare hands? No, they didn't. Did they use gloves? Wrong again. No, they used somebody else's spatula before putting it back unwashed. This was the sight that greeted me as I entered the kitchen, with my two friends behind me saying, now this is the kitchen, don't mind the filth. Oh my God! And it was absolutely shocking. The only redeeming feature is the fact that the lads had actually applied it quite artistically. So in a Cubist impressionist type fashion. So it was actually quite easy on the eye. The whole scene was horrific. The two girls stood back as though witnesses to some sort of horrific accident. And it was a sorry sight, as I say. Two of the lads giggling away, a third in noticeable discomfort. And myself stood there making notes for a future stand-up set. That's not true. I too was horrified. I didn't know where to look. To my right are the piles of filth, unwashed dishes, unclean clothes, and interspecial shit. Or on my left, the very worst advert for Veet hair removal cream you're ever likely to see. I was in a rage. I thought, right, I've got to show them. I've got to give them a damn good telling off. So I moved across the kitchen until I noticed the camera. It turned out they were filming the Veet ballsack video. Now, subscribers, 20,000 views, yeah? And we're very proud indeed. So proud, in fact, that I've been nominated, and I thought, here tonight, I give you a So here we are, here we go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And very sadly, that's us for the year as well. I just want to say this is going to be my last one. This event has meant an awful lot to me over the past 4 years. And thanks for coming down. Student comedy is a very good thing, and you have it on every 2 weeks for fucking free, right? You'd be a fool not to come here every 2 weeks when you can. These guys put everything they can into it, and they're very passionate about it. And I've been passionate about it too. This has meant an awful lot to me. Sorry about the lack of jokes. The woods over there, I was going to do a little, you know. But thank you very much, and good night.
No, I just, you know, I'm the president of the Lancaster University Comedy Society, so I thought that's what I make them sing when I walk in the room. No, and it's just, I thought I'd come up since it's the last one of the term just to say thank you to all the people that are leading us this year. So, Ed Colley, Stephen Catlin, James Nolan, Lizzie Swinburne, and Michael Dodds, who has been here for longer than he needed to be.
And Rihanna Tomlinson.
I didn't know she was here. Hello, Rihanna. But Michael Dodds is. We're mates. It's fine. We're not. It's worrying. No, but Michael Dodds has been like genuinely like the 2 years I've been here, has been a really good friend to me and consistently like the funniest man wherever he is. So just thank you. King. Boom! If you'd like to join us, talk to me or Andrew, anybody off the gig. But like, thank you for coming. Michael Dodds can go suck it. And bye.